Have you ever stopped to wonder how much of your daily behavior is really your own choice? The way you think, act, judge others, or even feel could be shaped by hidden forces within your own mind. Psychology has uncovered hundreds of these invisible influences. Today on Issues Uncovered, we're going to explore 10 psychological phenomena you experience without even realizing it. By the end of this video, you might just see your thoughts and the world around you a little differently. Let's start with something that affects us all in social situations: the bystander effect. This psychological phenomenon was famously studied after the tragic case of Kitty Genovese in 1964, when dozens of people reportedly witnessed her being attacked, but no one intervened. Why? Psychologists discovered that the more people present during an emergency, the less likely any one individual is to help. It's not because people are cruel or uncaring, it's because responsibility gets diffused. We assume someone else will take action. In reality, everyone is thinking the same thing. It's a chilling reminder that awareness alone can sometimes save a life. Next, let's explore a phenomenon you've likely experienced in your own decision-making: cognitive dissonance. This occurs when our actions and beliefs don't align, causing discomfort. For example, if you believe in healthy living but regularly smoke or eat junk food, your mind has to resolve the inconsistency. You might rationalize it: I'll quit eventually, or at least I exercise. These mental adjustments happen subconsciously, but they protect our self-image. Understanding cognitive dissonance can help us make more authentic choices and recognize when we're just making excuses. Another fascinating mental shortcut is the confirmation bias. Our brains are wired to protect our beliefs, even when they're flawed. So we tend to seek out information that confirms what we already believe and ignore or discredit anything that challenges it. Think about how this affects how we consume news, social media, or even how we judge people. Once we decide someone is good or bad, we interpret their actions through that lens. Becoming aware of confirmation bias isn't easy, but it's essential if we want to think critically and see the world more clearly. Now let's talk about something almost magical: the placebo effect. Imagine taking a sugar pill and feeling your pain go away because you believed it would. That's the power of the placebo effect. Studies have shown that patients receiving fake treatments often report real improvements in symptoms. What's happening here isn't just psychological, it's neurological. Belief triggers real chemical reactions in the brain. This doesn't mean medicine is fake. It means our mind plays a much bigger role in healing than we realize. From health to group dynamics, let's look at social conformity. In the 1950s, psychologist Solomon Asch conducted a famous experiment. Participants were asked to compare line lengths, and actors in the group deliberately gave the wrong answers. Despite the evidence being obvious, over 75% of participants eventually conformed to the wrong group answer at least once. Why? Because standing alone feels uncomfortable. We're social creatures, and fitting in feels safer, even when we know something is wrong. This insight helps explain everything from fashion trends to dangerous groupthink in politics and workplaces. Let's shift to how we perceive others, starting with the fundamental attribution error. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. You immediately think, "What a jerk." But when you cut someone off, it's because you were in a rush or didn't see them. That's the bias. We judge others by their personality, but we judge ourselves by our circumstances. This creates misunderstanding and conflict. By pausing to consider someone's situation, we can become more empathetic and less reactive. Now here's a surprisingly common one: the halo effect. This is when our impression of someone in one area affects our judgment of them in another. For example, if someone is physically attractive, we're more likely to believe they're smart, trustworthy, or talented, even with no proof. This bias is everywhere, from job interviews to courtroom decisions. It works in reverse too. A single negative trait can unfairly overshadow someone's strengths. Awareness of the halo effect can help us make fairer, more objective judgments. Let's continue with something that plays a powerful role in how we value things: the scarcity effect. Ever notice how something becomes instantly more desirable when it's limited or hard to get? That's not a coincidence. It's a psychological response. When we perceive something as scarce, our brain interprets it as more valuable, even if nothing else about it has changed. This is the engine behind limited time offers, sold-out concert hype, and even dating dynamics. Scarcity taps into our fear of missing out, and businesses know exactly how to exploit that fear. Next, we have the spotlight effect. This phenomenon makes you feel like everyone is noticing your every move, your awkward moments, or your fashion choices. In reality, most people are far too focused on themselves to be paying close attention to you. Psychologists have found that we consistently overestimate how much others notice or remember about us. So the next time you feel self-conscious, remind yourself, the spotlight is probably only in your own mind. That little realization can be incredibly freeing. Moving into memory, let's talk about false memories. Your memory feels like a recording of your life, but it's not. It's more like a constantly edited movie. Studies have shown that our brains can insert entirely false details into past events, especially if we're influenced by suggestion, storytelling, or emotion. This isn't a sign of a bad memory, it's just how the brain works. Understanding this helps explain everything from why eyewitness testimony can be unreliable to why people remember family stories differently. Our past isn't always as clear or accurate as we think. And finally, we arrive at the Dunning-Kruger Effect. It's a bias where people with low ability in a certain area tend to overestimate their competence, while those with high ability often underestimate their own skill. In simple terms, the less you know, the more confident you might be. This can be seen everywhere, from online debates to workplace meetings. It's a humbling reminder that confidence doesn't always equal competence. True wisdom often comes with humility. So there you have it, 10 psychological phenomena that quietly shape your daily life. From how you judge others, to what you buy, to the very memories you trust most, your mind is constantly at work behind the scenes, filtering, justifying, and sometimes even fooling you. But here's the good news. Awareness is the first step toward control. The more you understand these hidden forces, the better equipped you are to make intentional choices, resist manipulation, and cultivate empathy. Thanks for joining us on Issues Uncovered. If this made you rethink how your mind works, consider sharing it with someone else. You might just help them see things a little differently too. Until next time, stay curious and stay aware.